Hi, my name is Chris Forrest, and today I'm going to teach you how to chip and putt around the green. So the first step is chipping. So chipping you'll do when you're just off the green and you want to try and get it as close to the hole as possible. So the first step in chipping is choosing the proper club. So as you can see on golf clubs, they all have different numbers at the bottom or different degrees. And the different numbers represent the different loft of the club. So the lower the club, the less loft, as you can see if you compare the clubs. And the higher the club, the greater the loft. So the lower the number 8, the longer you'll hit it and the lower it'll go. The higher the number, the shorter it'll go, but the higher it'll go. So for our chip here, we want to hit a short shot, but we want to hit it high enough to get it to land on the green. So we can go with the 9 iron. So once you have your proper club, you want to line up your shot, so you want to know where you want it to hit it. And it's not all about direction, it's about distance control. You want to get it close to the hole so you can hit a putt and save par or even birdie. So you want to choose the club you want, and next you want to line up. And you want to imagine the shot you want to hit. So say for example I have like a 15-foot chip I want to hit. I want to hit it high enough to get it over the rough and onto the green, but I want to get it to land softly enough so it rolls and ends up close to the hole. So what I do here is I can just imagine the shot I want to hit, and I've chosen the right club for that. So if I have my ball here, the first step is to line up, is to get the proper stance. So you start with your feet about 8 inches apart, and you can point your toes slightly forward if you want. The next step is, once you have your feet close together, you can have the ball just off the back foot. This way, if it's just off the back foot, it'll help get it up and add extra height to your shot. The next step is to slightly flex your knees. Don't bend them, but just have them slightly flex. From there, you have the proper position, and then we can go to grip. So once I have my right club, I can grip it with my left hand, the opposite hand to which I swing at the top. Then I can get my stronger hand, or oftentimes the hand that you write with, at the bottom. And you can either interlock, or you can just have it below. So I like to interlock. So there's my grip, and I have my stance. Now I want to keep my shoulders square, and for the takeaway, I want to draw the club back by rotating my shoulders and rhythmically rotating my hips. So just drawing it back like this. So when I'm doing this, you can see that my wrists are locked. So you don't want to bend your wrist. You just want to rhythmically rotate your hips and your shoulders. So once I have that, and I'm pointing at the hole I want, rhythmically rotate your hips and your shoulders, bring the club back, and it'll be your follow through then. So if I line up and I'm looking towards the hole I want, I have my feet in line, as you can see here, with the hole I want. I have them 8 inches apart, slightly push forward, knees flexed, proper grip, and you can choke down on the club. And there's a bunch of different types of chips you can hit, but for my chip I want extra height, so I back my foot. If you wanted to hit a lower one and just putt it towards the green, you can put it forward in your stance and close the loft on the club so it stays low. But I want to hit a higher one. So I have it back in my stance, proper grip, and practice swing. So just imagine the swing I want to hit. So gentle takeaway, and then follow through. And just shoulders and hips. Takeaway, follow through. And when you hit, you want to focus on the ball. So I want to hit right behind the ball, and then follow through the ball and hit. So if I'm looking, stay focused at the ball the whole time. If you look up, you'll often miss-hit it and it'll go too far. But if you stay focused on the ball and watch it, make contact, hit it, follow through, and then look. And you'll make good contact then. So I have it lined up. Practice swing, right way I want to hit. Say if the hole was farther, you want to do the exact same thing, but you just want to extend your swing. So this could be a short chip, and this could be a longer chip. See, my speed and tempo are always the same, but I'm just changing the distance on my swing. So I have my shot, have the practice swing I want to hit, walk up to the ball, focus, and that's how you chip. So if you don't hold your your chips every time, I'm going to teach you how to putt now. So say if your chips don't end up in a hole, you're often left with a putt. So it's important, putting is often the most important part of golf. So when you're putting, you want to get a similar stance, but you can go quite a bit wider. So just like still within shoulder width, but you can go around 6 to 8 inches again. So knees, stance, equal this time, feet pointed ahead, knees slightly flex, opposite hand at the top as your strong hand at the bottom. And there's a bunch of different types of putting grips actually, but I prefer just the classic grip, the interlock. And like another example, there's a claw, but you can find a preference that works for you. So once I have the grip, knees flexed, feet pointed ahead, I want to line the ball up between my feet about 1.5 feet ahead of my feet. And then once I have that, have the grip, and this, it's a no hip motion this time. Hips are still pointed forward, square, but shoulder motion, and that's where the momentum will come from. So wrist lock and just shoulder motion. So for a short putt, short backswing. For a long putt, longer backswing, same tempo. So I line my putt up. Oftentimes, a lot of golfers will actually line the ball up where they want to go. Stand where they want. Feet about 6 to 8 inches apart. Knees slightly flexed. Proper grip. Focus on the ball again. Look at the ball. And oftentimes golfers, they'll look at the ball and then they won't look up until one famous golfer said, until it goes in the hole. But you can look up once you make contact and once it goes. So have the ball, have the line I want to hit. So gentle backswing, and follow through. And that's how you putt.